models are Presley Gerber's parents. A tequila magnate, Randy Gerber, is his son's model father. One of the most iconic supermodels of all time is his mom, Cindy Crawford. Gerber was eager to follow in his illustrious parents' footsteps as the eldest son. In 2018, Crawford reprised his role from 1992's iconic Pepsi commercial. At the tender age of 16, Gerber made his catwalk debut in 2016 for the luxury design house Moschino in the slashy design house Moschino. He resembles his mother greatly. Since then, he has landed highly desirable modeling gigs with brands like Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, and Dolce & Gabbana. He was only recently seen in a commercial for Celine. It hasn't always been easy for Gerber, despite his stunning good looks and rapid rise to fame. Much of his private life has been chronicled in tabloids and in his own unkempt social media habits. Growing up, people have paid more attention to him than to his younger sister, Kaya Gerber. Glitz, glamour, and some very public tragedies filled Presley Gerber's life when she was a teenage model. Even though Presley Gerber usually has a good time when she celebrates the new year with loved ones, 2019 got off to a horrible start for her. A Beverly Hills police officer allegedly caught Gerber, who was 19 years old at the time, speeding in his Tesla early in the morning, according to sources who spoke with TMZ. The cops administered a field sobriety test to him after pulling him over for sloppy driving due to their suspicion that he had been drinking. He continued to ignore the installation technology in the interior of his vehicle and continued taking pictures after making his weekly trips to school, usually in groups of 3 or more. A Beverly Hills police officer allegedly caught Gerber, who was 19, going by the side of the road in the field and suspiciously driving without a license, even though Presley had an intern allowed to handle the complaint in the first place. Without posting bond, Gerber was released after failing the DUI test. The seriousness of the charge meant that the young model would face a fine and a year without her license. By responding to the accusations, his lawyers stated, "Presley Gerber takes this very seriously and is doing what needs to be done to address the allegations." Additionally, he mentioned that this was his young client's first encounter with the legal system. Even though it was a very minor charge, driving with a BAC of 8%, Gerber entered a not guilty plea in July of that year. Probation for 3 years was handed down to him. A DUI program and 2 days of community service were requirements for the model. He was dropped off to a drug testing center to finish the DUI program in 2020 by his girlfriend, Cameron Rorison, as seen on page 6. Presley Gerber's features resembled his renowned mother's at the time he began modeling, and he had few tattoos. Bright tattoos covered the young model's arms, chest, and neck by 2020. Big tattoos on models are never cool, but this guy's shocking one sent shockwaves over social media and made his parents very angry. He got the word misunderstood tattooed on his right cheek in 2020 when he was 19 years old. Lots of his Instagram followers were unhappy about it and expressed concern that it would destroy his career and life. On Instagram Live, Gerber addressed the criticism for the first time. "I would not have done it if I had been concerned about potential facial pain or if I had been uninterested." As far as I can tell, he was quite explicit on that, so can you just move past that? After some time had passed, he came clean about the meaning of the tattoo. It says, "misunderstood," because that's how I felt my whole life. Gerber spent a considerable amount of time responding to fan inquiries and several nasty remarks. He denied doping and went so far as to claim that Cindy Crawford, his mother, approved of the tattoo. "My mom likes it. She believes it's an excellent idea and backs it," he pointed out. "I don't know, it's my face." According to reports, Gerber had the tattoo removed the following year, despite his earlier request that anybody disapproving come and tell him face to face. So, even though it had nothing to do with his day job, Presley Gerber's name was all over the 2020 headlines. All anyone could speak about on social media was his drunk driving, tattoos, and strange behavior. He was well versed in the news since he was born into a famous family. None of his relatives had ever been in the spotlight for scandals, though. In 2009, after Presley Gerber's debut, he passed out drunk at 72 interviews on his way to making it to the spotlight for scandals, though. The beautiful Cindy Crawford, who is now a mother to Randy Gerber's famous daughter, is the same Cindy Crawford who was married to the famous businessman. Their impeccable reputation made Presley's headline-grabbing antics stand out the more. He allegedly defied expectations, according to reports. An insider said, U.S. Weekly, Presley is clearly going through a very rebellious phase right now. He wants to find his own way and become his own person, away from the influence of his family. Even if it's not excellent, he's been receiving a lot of attention for his tattoo and recent posts. Presley aspired to establish his own reputation because he felt lost despite his famous family. Presley feels like there's a lot of pressure on him because his parents and Kaya are so successful, and Kaya is thought of as a sweetheart, and Cindy and Randy have such respected reputations in everything they do, the individual explained. He wants to do his own thing and find his own place in the world. Having a misbehaving son is something every parent can relate to. Cindy Crawford and Randy Gerber were devastated to witness their son's public antics. Despite their silence, Crawford and Randy hoped that Presley Gerber's misunderstood tattoo was temporary. Still, Gerber's offbeat social media antics persisted. You all have no idea what I was like before all these terrible tattoos, he captioned a video of himself shooting guns. Even the model's mountain bike accident sent her to the hospital, as reported by the Daily Mail. He captured a photo of himself with cuts on his arms, writing, "Went mountain biking today," and to the hospital. Despite their public silence, Gerber's parents reportedly fretted over the controversy. Their vision is impaired, and I can imagine how terrifying it must be for them. Someone close to the situation told E! News. They know these statements are some kind of cry for help or attention. But Presley is an adult and is finding his place. According to accounts, Gerber's parents were concerned about his mental health and remained by his side, hoping he would receive the care he needed. He has gone off the beaten path. He has been to treatment before, but they want something more serious, the informant stated. They want to make sure he's in a good mental state and are closely watching him. Presley Gerber sent hints in October 2022 that his relationship with model Lexi Woods was heating up. When Gerber posted that he thought she had proposed on Instagram, their romance became public knowledge. By that moment, their relationship had lasted less than a year. Under a series of photos featuring the couple, the model wrote, "Guys, I did it." They were kissing on the beach in one shot, creating a heart shape in another, and Gerber grasping her behind in the last one. With the addition of a heart, an infinity symbol, and a lock and key, Woods reshared the photo on her Instagram stories. Inquiring fans demanded an answer from Gerber in the comments area regarding the couple's marital status after seeing the cunning wedding message. So, the couple unexpectedly split up less than 30 days after the congratulations started rolling in. Their December breakup and subsequent removal of all Instagram posts together was reported by E! News. The fact that those close to the pair expressed their disillusionment with the couple's future together just added to the strangeness of the breakup. They knew right away that it wasn't going to be a long-term relationship, a person told me. The fact that Woods was spotted with Gerber only 1 week prior to the breakup didn't stop her buddy from telling her that she was prepared to focus on herself, her modeling, podcast, and partnerships. It is painful. In an unusual interview for the Studio 22 show, an older and wiser Presley Gerber discussed his mental health issues and past blunders in a very honest manner. So for me, in having struggled with mental health, depression, and some other things that come along with that, I think that whether I help one person or 100 people get out of that place that I was in at one point in my life, that's all I need to do, he said. Many were critical of Gerber in the past. but he now sees those experiences as teaching him valuable lessons. "I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've learned a lot of things," he pointed out. "What I hope I can do is have made the mistakes for other people, so they don't have to make the same mistakes that I made." Gerber launched a project to raise awareness about mental health concerns and provide resources for those struggling while she was not modeling. On his Instagram feed, he launched a series titled Mental Health Mondays to discuss ways to better one's mental health. The model expressed his desire for the weekly shows to inspire viewers to get treatment. "They'll want to do it the hard way if they're like me. If they are open to my advice, though, I can spare them a lot of headaches and problems." Presley Gerber's parents were both successful models. Beginning his career as a model, Gerber swiftly rose to fame. At Balmain and Dolce & Gabbana, he was a runway regular. At the tender age of 17, Gerber was named Emerging Model of the Year. From all appearances, he is poised to become the industry's next great thing. Despite her many accolades, Gerber showed little enthusiasm for the modeling industry. "Is the model planning to participate in parades?" fans wanted to know in an Instagram Live from 2020. "I hope not. Not a huge fan, but I do it when I can," he pointed out. Gerber discussed his dissatisfaction with the modeling industry and his decision to step away from it in a 2023 interview with the Studio 22 show. "Around 2019, I started slowing down. My downtime started to take a toll on me," stated the actor. The industry's strategy, according to Gerber, was disorganized and chaotic, leading to widespread uncertainty. "You know as well as I do that modeling, you could be working January through February, and then you have no idea when you're going to get paid for that. You have no idea when the next job is coming," according to him. Acting, he continued, was a springboard for him and his buddies to pursue their passions. Gerber, on the other hand, intended to invest his passive income in his company. He mentioned that he was planning to earn his real estate license, which could indicate a shift in his career path. Overexposure to Presley Gerber was an issue for a while. She is familiar with the feeling of despised. Frequently taking to Instagram Live, Gerber addressed his enemies head-on, while sporting the misunderstood face tattoo. He even went so far as to invite them to confront him in person. Gerber had matured enough to reflect on the online backlash he had received by 2023. His mental health was the topic of his discussion this time. Amidst the social media mayhem, Gerber offered advice to his Instagram followers in the second installment of his Mental Health Mondays series. "I have let a single comment ruin my day, and I have learned how to not let that energy, that those keyboard warriors, affect me anymore," he added. "It's up to you to be able to block that energy, to not be able to receive it." Gerber joked that he had been nailed with negative comments and implied that social media was a bad place to be. He stated to his followers, "If social media gets too much, there's no shame in taking a break at any time." Gerber also encouraged his followers to make healthier choices and to seek support from friends when they feel overwhelmed by online abuse. "I got a lot more to learn, as we all do, and we're all on this journey together," said he. Unsettling revelations regarding Presley Gerber's personal issues were revealed on Instagram stories in August 2024. Gerber came forward about his struggles with drugs and claimed to be making progress in a note he sent to his friends. "I'm dealing with a current, very high opioid addiction, and I've been on and off of them for years now," he explained. "I feel like everyone pretty much knows that, and if you don't, he knew he had an now you do." Gerber went on to inform his followers that he was preparing to undergo ibogaine treatment, a psychedelic medicine that aids with addiction and post-traumatic stress disorder. "As I get closer to the date of the detox, I'm getting scared," he explained. Obviously, it's a scary thing. Getting clean is a scary thing. That's why so many people struggle with it. Gerber stated that he was taking responsibility of his addiction by being open about it and seeking therapy. He went on to say that he would gladly respond to anyone's inquiries for trying it out. Despite the gravity of the topic and his anxiety over the therapy, Gerber came across as revitalized and prepared to clean up. "It's time for me to do it and stick to it," he told reporters. Following that, he mentioned that he would be documenting the stages for both himself and those who follow him. For a young man who had previously expressed feelings of being misunderstood, this open and sincere moment appeared to be a turning point. "Hopefully everyone now understands where I'm at," he concluded.